All right, let's wind this thing up a little bit. Here we go. Hi everybody, Jim from County Corvette. I have here today a great 67 convertible. It's a 300 horse, 327, original numbers of matching engine. It's original to the car, not a restamp or recreation of any sort. Original driveline, original frame, original window glass. Windshield's original in this car. Body is beautiful, and as far as I can see, original. It's painted one time, I believe 20 years ago. A guy by the name of Barry Heckert did the car. He was a big Corvette guy back in the 70s and 80s and into the 90s. It was done then, and it's a two-owner car with 41,000 miles. It changed hands only once prior to us buying it, and that was in 1978. So it's really just a cool story. It's air conditioned, power steering, power brakes, all factory equipped stuff. When I got the car, the AC blew ice cold. It was quite amazing. It's been retrofitted to 134A, and does really. I was really impressed with how well it worked. We did have to go through the fuel system. The car had been sitting for a while. I put a new tank in it. The tank had some just mangy debris in it and rust, and I replaced the whole tank and then went through the carburetor and the entire fuel system. I believe we did a fuel pump on it. The entire braking system, we did the same thing. Just whatever, some other minor things just for drivability. The interior in the car is mostly original. The driver's door panel was replaced, but I believe the rest of it's original. Definitely original seat covers and dash pads. And it's just a sweetheart of a car. It's a real red car, original trim tag, not a recreation trim tag. And not much to say other than I'm going to classify this as a driver, but a high-level driver. It's got a lot of great originality to it. And it's just a special car. I mean, a real red car with all those options is pretty obscure, pretty hard to come by. And I guarantee there's nothing out there in this price range that comes close to it. But we've done everything in good faith to make it a good, reliable driver. Everything functions as it should, and turn the king and go. So unfortunately, there was no tank sticker on the tank, and we did remove it, and that's that. So, but I know the power brake booster has the telltale signs that it's original. Nothing I can see to lead me to believe that the power steering was added. But there's no way to document that. I don't have any original documents on the car to show that, unfortunately. But nobody fakes a 300, we know that. Probably rarer than a 435 right now. So check this thing out. We're going to take it for a drive. All right, this thing's starts right up real nice. Just a couple things to mention now. I talked about the door panels. This one's been replaced. That one's original. It's got some cracking on it, but it is the real deal. And I mean, a lot of this car is untouched. I can tell you the gauge cluster has never been touched in this car. Really a neat original condition. Okay, this thing feels good. Nothing like a power steering, power brake mid-year. Very easy to drive. All the gauges work good. Get a little top rattle, pretty normal. It's interesting, these turn signal mechanisms on the original cars have a very different feel than the aftermarket ones. But yeah, this is a nice car overall. Condition-wise, I think it's an excellent original condition. Sure, you can get picky on it in terms of a modern restoration, but when you look at the original seat covers on these cars, it's really a rare thing to find. And for NCRS judging, original's the way to go. So this thing would actually do pretty well because it is lacquer, it appears to be. All right, let's wind this thing up a little bit. Here we go. All right, runs out good. Kicked out a little black smoke, nothing unusual. But this thing goes down the road nice. Just a nice car. This car's got a lot of original integrity and just a great color combination. Red, pretty hard to find. So I like it. I like the car. It's a very pure car. The car was never beat up. The kick panels have custom speakers in it, so something to be noted. I'm sure it showed up in the photography, but that is not original. And it almost seems like it's a modern converted radio in here, which I would presume, because it sounds really good. I mean, it sounds pretty good for a 67 Corvette radio. But those are not stock. So, but yeah, it's a really pure car, and it's hard to find stuff that's in between, you know, restored and you know, driver condition, you know, or how can I say it? I'm not going to call this car a survivor because it's not. I don't subscribe to that. It's either, if a Corvette is advertised as a survivor, it better have achieved a survivor, a Bloomington Survivor Award, or that's not right. It's not fair. That's actually a work of art, trademarked by Bloomington, and a lot of people do say that, but I'm not going to call it that because it's not what it is. I call it a survivor condition, high-level driver, or high-level original condition is probably more accurate, not to be confused with a survivor. The survivor cars with the survivor award designation, they're not always as nice as you think they are. Sometimes the paint's pretty beat looking. And this paint's superb, but it was repainted by a specialist some time ago, but it's held up great, looks really good. And this is the type of car that, I believe it could be an original 41,000 mile car or so, and you know, things that wore on the car had been addressed. And the paint was one of those things. The one door panel was one of those things. But the car has not been restored per se. So, but I'll tell you, it really is easy to drive. It runs out nice. And I think this is a great car for somebody who wants a driver, but also wants a car that has original value and collectability value. And this car checks off those boxes. And you know, you could pick at it. You can do a couple things here and there, and right, that works, just not super well like all of them. You know, you could pick at this car, do a couple things, hunt for OEM parts. That's what I would do, and really keep it a pure car. So that's my recommendation on it. But really a nice car overall. Happy with the way it runs out, and I think you'll be real happy if you buy this car. I think we've identified any of the you know, the higher wear items and the car in general. The picture should show it, but you know, when you have original fiberglass, you have original window glass, and a lot of an original interior, you've got a special car, and that's what this car is. So anyway, thanks for watching the video, and please subscribe.